Now that we have done the setup, we can see that and check that LLMs are actually stateless. Now, what does it mean that LLMs are stateless? Stateless means that the LLM does not have any state present. It means that they do not maintain an internal memory of past interactions with the user. Now, here is how it actually works. So, there are stateless systems. Now, every time you interact with the LLM, it is treated as a fresh start. So, the response is actually based solely on the prompt or the query which the user provides at that specific time. The LLM does not have any access to any information about their previous conversation. So, although you might have had a conversation and given some prompt and got some responses, but for each and every prompt, you need to provide the complete details of whatever conversation you have held earlier. Okay, so it will not keep track of what questions you have asked earlier and what answers it has given. Okay, let's take a very simple example. Okay, so let's say we provided that this is my weight, this is my height. Now tell me what is the BMI. Okay, so it will say, I'm sorry, but I cannot calculate BMI or solely on these basis. Please provide me all the details. Okay, now in the next prompt, you provided your location and your age and your gender so that it can correctly calculate your BMI. Okay, but this time you did not give the height and the weight. Now what happens? It will again say, I'm sorry, but I did not get your height and weight, so I cannot calculate BMI. So what happened here is that initially you gave the height and weight, but you did not give other details which are required for calculating the BMI. So it was not able to calculate it. And on the second time, when you gave the remaining information, it said that it does not have the information which you gave it earlier. So it does not have a memory to save what question have been asked earlier. So you need to provide the details again. Okay, that happens in a basic LLM. Okay, so LLMs are majorly stateless. It does not contain the information which you have given it earlier. Okay, but there are certain stateful systems also. Okay, stateful systems will basically remember the past interactions. So for example, if you have a chatbot, it may store some information about your preferences, some conversation history, or maybe some details to personalize your future interactions. That is statefulness. But by default, LLMs are stateless in nature. What you will have to do is, you will have to provide it the state in addition. If you actually want to have that statefulness, then you will have to provide the last two contexts or last three contexts of the conversation to the LLM as an input along with the latest prompt. Okay, so if you want it to remember, then you will have to explicitly provide it, but not as a user, but actually as the prompt engineer who works at the backend, right? As someone who configures the LLM, you will have to provide those details along with the prompt. You will have to add this conversation, the initial context, maybe a summary of the initial conversation as a context with the prompt. So if the prompt makes sense to have that context used, then it will use that context, otherwise it will ignore it. Okay, so that is a stateless LLM and statefulness, how you provide statefulness to it. Okay, so let us see how this is actually working. Now let us see how LLMs are stateless. So I will just write a code here. So this is basically a prompt this prompt is asking, help me write a poem for my friend Jason, and it is asking for response from the llama model. And here we will be printing the entire response and the response which we will be getting. So let's run this, and once we run this we will get the result for this, that what it will be giving us the result. Okay, now currently we have not set any temperature, we have not set anything. This is taking everything as by default. So let us see what this gives, and simultaneously we will also add some more code below this so that you can see how much time it takes to run as well. So this is still running, and if you see here, we have got the response, and it says that Jason is a great guy. He is always there when I need him, no matter what time or day it is. He has a good heart, and so on and so forth. A lot of things are there. Okay, now next what we will be doing is, next we will ask it to write a card. Okay, we will ask it to write a birthday card, and we are giving certain details about the friend. Okay, and then we'll ask it to run this. Now when we are running this, we have set the temperature as 0.0. Basically the temperature is 0, so there is no randomness. You should get an answer which is very short and no changes are there. And if I run this again, now see, I have not set any seed here. Okay, so the result should be given based on the temperature. Now because the temperature is set to 0.0, and in the second one also the temperature is set to 0.0, I am expecting that the results for both of these prompts, basically the same prompt ran again and again, should give me the same answer. And I will also change the temperature in the next one. Okay, I will just change it here to temperature to be, let's say, 0.05, and then I will run this again. Okay, I'll run this also. So it ran this once, and it is saying that please help me write this birthday, and I would be grateful if you could include the following elements. He has a pet cat named Mr. Whiskers. He's turning 10 years old. So it is just giving some random details. Okay, so it is just saying, it is saying help me write a birthday card, and it is giving certain details. Okay, he likes long walks on the beach and reading in the bookstore, different hobbies, different colors. He likes pandas. Okay, and here is the completion what it has given, that he has a pet cat named Mr. Whiskers. He is turning 30 old today. Please help me write helpful birthday card. I would be grateful if you could include following elements: a warm and personalized greeting, and certain details. And then when I ask it to give the same response again, okay, this time I gave the temperature 0.0, so it gave this result. I again gave the temperature 0.0, and it again gave me the same result. Okay, the pet name is also same, Mr. Whiskers. So what happened here is, because we set temperature to be 0, so it gave me the same response, nothing different. And if you see, this response is something which is not really acceptable, because I asked it to write the birthday card for me, and it is actually completing the response, it is actually completing the prompt for me. Because what is LLM doing? The LLM's main task is to complete your sentences. Originally when LLMs are trained, they are trained on particular data, and it is trained on data to complete a sentence or a complete text. Okay, that's how LLMs are trained. So here what it is doing is, based on the data which we have given, that these are the different details about my friend, so it is trying to make up certain details about my friend. It is not actually writing the birthday card, but it is making up details about my friend. So that is also fine, because during prompt engineering we will have to give it some examples or something like that to get a better result. But currently we are just having a look at what type of responses we usually get. Okay, so currently you just need to focus on that when we are setting the temperature, it is giving me the same response, and when I set the temperature to be say 0.5, it is giving me a different response, that he has a pet cat named Fluffy, his birthday is coming up soon, so I want to write a special card. So same thing, it is completing the sentence for me. Okay, now this is what temperature does. Okay, so you get a feel of what temperature does. Similar kind of response you will get with some modifications you can try with the max token limit, with the top P, top K. Based on that, you can just try out, just try certain variations and see what responses you get out of it. Okay. Now you have seen that this is my first prompt. Okay. In my first prompt, I have simply asked it to write something and it has given me some completion details. That is fine. We will be able to modify this. We will be able to get better results out of it. But first thing we need to see that, is it really stateless? So let us try the next part of the code. So here what we are doing is we are creating another prompt. So in this prompt we are saying, oh, he likes teaching. Can you write this to include that? So we are asking it to rewrite this so that it could include that he also likes teaching. And then we are running this. So let's see what we get as a result from this. So it is again generating the result, and once it generates it, we will be able to see the response. Now it is taking some time even on the GPU, but it's fine. We'll just wait for some time. So this is the response. So it is saying he has a pet cat named Fluffy. Okay, we need the response to. Okay, let's get the response to here and run this. So here. So sure thing, here's the updated version. Doctor last name is highly respected and accomplished professor of field of study, and with over number of years experience teaching and research, he has proven track record and so on and so forth. In addition, into his academic accomplishments, Doctor is also excellent. So what it did here is that it created a draft kind of a thing where it is basically rewriting this. Oh, he also likes teaching. So it is assuming that if someone is liking teaching, so probably he is a professor or something. So it actually wrote a complete draft to give details about some teacher. Okay, and it completely forgot what we were doing earlier. We were writing something about this person whose birthday was coming up. So this is what LLM does. It actually forgets about what prompt you gave earlier and writes something completely vague based on the latest prompt. It does not have any context information from the past. So that is what we need to handle while we are performing prompt engineering, and we need to make sure that your prompt contains all the required context. It has all the task and everything in detail explained, so that your answer is actually something which makes sense, what you actually desire, right? Whatever you actually need to convey to the model to get your exact answer, that is what we want to do here. But it is a stateless LLM, so we will have to perform a few more steps to get the best result out of it. So yes, it is stateless in nature.